Now, Cosatu members have picketed outside the High Court in Pretoria in support of the Health Department's NHI court case. The court application was brought by the Board of Healthcare Funders, representing 40 medical schemes and the South African Private Practitioners Forum. They want to overturn President Cyril Ramaphosa's decision to sign the National Health Insurance Act into law. They argue it's unconstitutional.
We are here today to show solidarity with government, the Department of Health, in their case against the Board of Healthcare Funders and the private practitioners. They're the ones that initiated the case and actually took government to court to say the bill that was signed into an act was unconstitutional. But then the thing about it is today, actually, what is being discussed is what's in court, they're deliberating in court, is the fact that why did they take it here to the High Court instead of the Constitutional Court? And so that's why we are here today.
And do you have any idea as to how long this matter will be sitting before court? And what do you hope, out of this? What actually do you hope will come out of these proceedings?
Okay, so it's set down for today and tomorrow. Unfortunately, electricity is about to go exactly at midday, so it will adjourn sooner than we had hoped it would, but then it will continue tomorrow. So out of here, basically these, as we look at them, these are delaying tactics. For one, if they wanted to, contest the constitutionality of the act, they should have taken it straight to the Constitutional Court. And so we're wondering why they brought it here. And today we heard from the lawyers for the state, and they're saying basically signing a bill into law is the president's prerogative. It's the president's duty, and this is what he's supposed to do. And if they wanted to contest that, to say he shouldn't have signed it, or that now, they would like the signature to be undone, which quite frankly is an impossibility, they should have gone straight to the Constitutional Court. And so that's what we heard from the lawyers for government today.
Right, let's expand that conversation. Speaking to Cosatu Spokesperson Zanele Sabela for more. Very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. I mean, as you were outside that court, really just trying to expand the reasons why you feel it's so imperative to be there. What do you make of what came out of today's proceedings?
Like I said earlier on, that the lawyers for the Department of Health actually expounded on the fact that it should have been taken to the Constitutional Court, and so they didn't quite understand why it was at the High Court, and so that's what was laid out. Except, we were told that electricity would go at 12. It didn't, so proceedings carried on. That's where we are, and then it continues tomorrow, and then we'll see where it goes. And obviously, we won't get the ruling tomorrow.
So, in terms of the crux of the matter, what are some of the biggest concerns as you make your presence felt outside that court?
For us, it's very imperative that, we get on with the implementation of the NHI. And so as it is right now, things are stalling because of these court cases that, various parties are initiating. And so we won't get to that place where we need to get to, where government will be able to provide universal health care for everyone. Things are very skewed right now. We've always spoken about the two South Africas, and still 31 years into democracy, it continues. So you have half of the budget actually going to service 16% of the population, and those would be people who have medical aid and can afford to go to private institutions, while the other 50% is there to service the 84%, the remainder, which is 84%. And you can see how skewed it is, and this explains why when you go to the private sector, it feels like a hotel. It's because it's underused, and on the other side, it's overburdened. And this is why, for us, we need to get to a place where it's now being implemented, and all these contests are actually put aside. And we get on with what we've always wanted to see. Everyone must have equal health care.
There's been a lot of
equal access to health care.
Yeah, there's been strong opposition from various groupings within and outside of government, and questions around the funding process as the different phases get underway. Is that not a concern to you at all as you look at some of the critics of the NHI?
Well, the funding is exactly that. It is exactly that 50% of the budget goes to serve 16% of the population. And the other side, the other side actually has to endure doing with the other 50% for 84% of the population. And so in terms of that, the funding is also very skewed. It will be worked out. I mean, these are things that need to be worked out, but as much as everyone is just in opposition, and the thing about it is profit is actually at the center of it. You'll know that even when you have medical aid, sometimes you get told if you get to see a particular doctor, the doctor will tell you, no, I'll take cash, and then you can go claim back from your medical aid. And more and more medical care is getting very expensive. I mean, you've seen how if you have a stay in hospital, they charge you for the cotton ball that you used, or they charge you actually for the pack where the cotton ball came from, and they don't actually count one by one. And so it's those kind of things. It's getting more and more expensive. In the end, if nothing is done, none of us will be able to afford it. And so it needs to be brought back. You'll know that the minister last week actually put out a framework that looks at medical tariffs, and so that's slowly where we need to get to say it can't. It's a constitutional right. Healthcare is a constitutional right. We can't be at a point where no one can afford it, or 16% of the population can afford it, and the other 84% is left to fend for itself.
With day 2 of the matter being heard tomorrow, I mean, what are your expectations in terms of some of the arguments that are put to the table?
So tomorrow, obviously, the other side will be heard. They started this today, and they'll finish, and then it will go back to the Department of Health's lawyers, where they will also give their submissions, and hopefully that will be it for tomorrow, because we were able, proceedings were able to carry on for today. So, we look forward to it. And for us, this is just, the more of these court cases come through, the more what needs to be done is delayed. And so it's a problem.
Yeah, very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us this evening. Cosatu Spokesperson Zanele Sabela.